Despite having a similar history to Hong Kong, there is one place that is moving in a different direction as the confrontation between China and Hong Kong intensifies. The place is called Macao. Currently a part of China, Macao was formerly a colony of Portugal. Portugal repatriated Macao in 1999, around the same time as Hong Kong has to be handed back in 1997. But unlike Hong Kong, which asserted its freedom, Macao leaped at the chance to be returned to China without any resistance. Why are they situated differently? We may now study the history of Macao and Hong Kong. Due to its position, Macao is favorable in terms of trade. Western nations had tried numerous covert smuggling trades in Macao using this advantage. In 1537, Portugal arrived in Macao. Additionally, Portugal's establishment in Macao was inspired when it defeated the pirates in Fujian. Portugal managed trade between the East and Western as Macao served as the trading hub. Macao thus developed into a hub for Eastern and Western cultural interchange. Additionally, China in the 16th century restricted trade to just Macao. Therefore, Europe was forced to limit its commerce to Macao as a starting point. Prior to the Opium Wars, which marked a turning point in the opening of Hong Kong's port, Macao served as a unique bridge connecting the Eastern and Western worlds. After the Opium Wars, things did, however, alter. Through the unfair treaties with the Qing dynasty that were signed following the Opium Wars, Western nations like England and France exercised their control and interest over China. Before the Opium War, Macao was merely a collection of ports and a restricted area ruled by China. After the Opium War, Portugal, like other Western nations, wished to exercise influence in Macao. As a result, the Portuguese governor declared that his country would annex Macao and occupy it with force in 1894. Macao began to wane in importance as an East Asian commerce port as Hong Kong lost absolutely. More than Macao, Hong Kong has a huge advantage in terms of trading ports. A huge vessel can beat Hong Kong's ports and port cities because of the depth of the water. Additionally, the UK, which took over Hong Kong after the Opium War, invested all of its might into transforming Hong Kong into an intermediary port. The UK made investment to upgrade Hong Kong's infrastructure and selected competent men who had received Chinese language training more than 2 years after graduating from UK University to position of authority in Hong Kong. The privileged origins and influence in Chinese of the government personnel were crucial in eliminating corruption. Additionally, when they played political roles in Hong Kong, the government there began to stabilize. In other words, Hong Kong stabilized not just its economy, but also its government and educational systems, which led to Hong Kong developing into a major trading hub. Nevertheless, Macao in Portugal was unique. With the exception of language, Portugal and Macao have similar cultures. Only a few Macanese and Portuguese people were fluent in each other's language. Consequently, they spoke their own unique language to get by. These structural flaws are the weak spots that prevent effective communication, leading to administrative instability. Macao was unable to keep up with Hong Kong's growth. Finally, Hong Kong surpassed Macao to claim the top spot among intermediate trading ports. When they reverted to China, both Hong Kong and Macao guaranteed broad autonomy under the tenet of one country, two systems. However, Macao is remarkably tranquil compared to Hong Kong, which is fighting for independence. Cao Caishan, who holds a position of authority in Macao, actually confirmed his pro-China stance by saying that Macao had achieved good success in the economy and society, and Macao had great autonomy under the one nation, two system model. Hong Kong must adapt Macao's pattern according to China, which also used Macao as an excellent example of a one nation two systems arrangement. Actually, the distinction between Hong Kong and Macao stem from those between the UK and Portugal, which respectively ruled Hong Kong and Macao. Portugal has declined into a weak country since the 18th century, falling behind strong countries like the UK and France. Making problems worse, Hong Kong expelled Macao from the center of trade at the same time as they opened a port. Even worse, Macao turned into a chaotic metropolis that was overrun with criminals, casinos, and drug traffickers. However, because Portugal was ruled by Salazar's dictatorship from 1972 to 1974, it couldn't afford to pay attention to Macao. After Macao was returned to China, nevertheless, the economy there grew. China declared Macao as a special administrative zone and supported the local casino gambling and tourism sectors. Additionally, China recognized Macao as the epicenter of gambling and lifted the prohibition on casino gaming. China transformed the city of crime into the city of casinos, increasing its GDP to $18,000 in the process. Hong Kong, however, is the opposite. As the center of global trade under the UK sway, Hong Kong continued to produce profit and expand its market share. In contrast to Macao, Hong Kong's economy was unable to expand as it had in the past when it was restored to China. As a result, Hong Kong harbors animosity toward China. Also, unlike Hong Kong, which continued to push back against China, Macao lacks the middle class needed to lead a civil or rank movement. Additionally, the influence of labor movements or labor unions is negligible because the growth of Macao's industry was insufficient. Furthermore, unlike Portugal, which granted citizenship to all Macaoans because of Portugal's low population, the UK only allowed middle-class individuals who were born before Hong Kong was returned to China. In other words, even if China does not live up to their expectations, Hong Kong residents would not be able to relocate it anywhere, unlike Macao residents who could do so to Portugal or the EU. Macao and Hong Kong were thus colonies of Portugal and the UK respectively. However, Portugal's indifference following its return Macao's economy grew, preventing it from opposing China's one country two system policy. This explains why Macao and Hong Kong experienced quite different outcomes. So thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button.